guys, all of you student athletes in the crowd, and the parents as well. All right, first thing we're going to do, we're going to introduce the coaching staff. These guys have been in front of you a couple of times so far. I just want to make sure any of you that are new to a meeting have an idea of who the coaches are here at LHS. We're going to also have our trainers talk to you about training room protocol and procedure, which is something, especially you guys that are coming up to us from the 8th grade level, are probably not terribly familiar with. And I apologize, I'm kind of fighting a cold, so hopefully y'all can all hear me. They will help you guys understand what we expect from you guys in the training room, and then we'll introduce our Boosters Club members and allow them to speak with you guys about the things that are on the list here: communication, social media, and some of the upcoming events and some of the things that we'd like to do for your student athletes. For those of you guys that don't know, my name is Chris Price. I'm the new athletic coordinator and head football coach here at Leander High School. You can follow me on Twitter, those of you that haven't done so. Coach Price 03 is my Twitter handle. I think that's what it's called. And then my cell phone and my office number is listed as well. Please, if you guys have any concerns or questions, make sure you get in contact with me, and I'll be happy to help you guys out. I'm going to introduce the other guys. We do have a few coaches missing tonight just because of other engagements, but I'll introduce everyone, and the guys here will kind of stick their hand up so you can identify who they are. All right, first we have, I forgot him last time, so I'll do him first. Coach Beef, all right. Coach Beef, let me pause for a second and explain to you guys kind of how football is going to look this year. Some of you student athletes that are here right now have figured out I was serious about going both ways, okay? So all of our players are going to play offense and all of our players are going to play defense. So all of our coaches are going to coach offense and coach defense. So everyone has an offensive position and has a defensive position. Coach Beef will be our varsity defensive line coach and our assistant offensive line coach. Next we have Coach Cano, who's not here tonight, but he will be a secondary and wide receivers coach. Coach Dixon will coach our quarterbacks on every level. Coach Gable will be the varsity offensive line coach as well as one of the assistant defensive line coaches. Coach Grissom, who's also not here tonight, will be one of our freshman coordinators and our offensive line coach. Coach McLean will be our head freshman coach, and he will also coach the varsity outside linebackers. Coach Ramsey is our defensive coordinator and will help with receivers. Coach Sunheim, who's new to our coaching staff, will coach inside linebackers and tight ends. Coach Thomason, who's our offensive coordinator, will also coach our outside linebackers. Coach Vail, who's not with us tonight, will be our inside linebackers coach. Coach Weichert will coach our varsity receivers and our varsity secondary, and then Coach Williams will coach our running backs. So that's our coaching staff. It's a great group of guys. Most of you already know them from some point of contact in the last couple of years. Some of them are a little newer to the staff, and we look forward to getting to know, for them to get to know you guys, and I'm really excited about this group of men. Next, we're going to bring up Wayne Lawrenson, our athletic trainer, and he's just going to take a moment to talk to you about athletic training protocol.
Thanks, Coach. How many new families do we have here today that have not been part of football at Leander? So everybody here is a returning family. That's awesome. Okay, we got one. All right. So I'm just going to talk briefly about kind of the protocol with the athletic training and kind of, what the expectations are and what we provide. Should I talk about what's going on or not really? All right. So some of you guys may know, but this will be my last year here at Leander High School. Next year, I know. Trust me, 16 years here, this was not an easy decision. I'm actually going to be going to Rouse. My kids are going there. There we go. We got one. So my kids go there. My daughter plays volleyball there. My youngest will be there in 2 years. The job is opening up, and so this is kind of a one-time opportunity I'll ever have to go and work where they're at and see them play sports, because I don't really get out of here very often. So this is my last year, and if you guys know Dawn Allen, she's going to be retiring. So we will have 2 new athletic trainers here, and I will say this, the admin and Coach Price are really doing a good job of looking for good candidates. They're letting us help them out a little bit. So we're going to make sure you get some good people in here. So you're going to get taken care of. But on the athletic training things, on the end of the athletic training part of things, if you're not really, you had a middle school, and typically the model was if your kid got hurt, the nurse called you, hey, your son and daughter's got an ankle sprain, come pick them up. You took them to the doctor, and that was kind of how the way it worked. So in the high school setting, we have 2 full-time athletic trainers, and if you've never seen our athletic training room on your way out, I suggest you walk by and look inside of it. It's really nice. We can handle just about any type of injury that we'll come across. We'll do things from easy as cuts and scrapes to bad ankle sprains to ACL reconstructions. We'll do the rehabilitation in there. So we want to provide you a service that will help you. First, a lot of the stuff that we see, you don't have to go to the doctor for. We can treat and rehab in the training room. So it's going to save you time and money, and we're here full time. We're here before school, we're here after school, we're here during the athletic periods. The other thing, if it is something that does need to be seen, we can get you to the right type of doctor. And I always tell this story, I love my pediatrician, but I would never take my kids to them for an athletic-related injury because that's not their specialty. Not that they're a bad doctor, that's just not what they see. So we're going to make sure that you go to the right doctor. In fact, one of our team doctors is here right now, Dr. Egglesey. So he does a great job for us. What I love about him, he really works with us. If we got a kid that we need to get in there and see, he will take care of that for us. He's got kids that go here and play football, and had one that graduated and played football here. So he gets the whole football and the athletics and academics. So he does a really good job with that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're here for. We're going to put the contact information. I'll be here through the spring. I'll be here for all through spring football. But we're here to take care of your kids. If you ever got any questions, we really ask that you just reach out and contact us. We typically will do in spring football, any type of treatments will be done after school. And if you have a freshman football player, we'll do it before school. So we try and do the opposite of the practice time. So we try not to take them out of practice to do treatments. So if they can be out there learning, and there might be some things that they can do, so we try and do that treatment time opposite end of whatever the practice times are. Is there anything else I need to cover, Coach? Okay. Well, thank you guys, and I appreciate it. Oh, yes, I'm glad thank you. We are offering, and if you guys remember this from last year, we're offering athletic physicals here on May 22nd during the athletic periods. So we're going to have from 8 in the morning until I think 4 o'clock in the afternoon, every athletic period we'll be offering athletic physicals. So that's a great deal. It's $20, so it's pretty cheap. All of the funds, 100% of it, go back to our student athletic training program. So not only are you getting a really convenient physical, it's cheap, and it comes back to our program. So you don't have to worry about, it's almost the same as a copay. So it's a really good deal, and that athletic physical will be good all the way through next year. So that's a great opportunity, and your kids don't have to worry about trying to get one over the summer. It's already done, and they're good to go for next year. Thank you for reminding me. Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right, at this time, I'd like to introduce our Boosters Club Executive Board, President Dave Maiden, Vice President Chuck Cracy and Misty Cracy, our Treasurer Amy Weinigert, our Secretary Shannon Montez, now y'all have to stand up. Yeah, go ahead. You too. Concessions, Michaela Kelly. Social media, Lisa Morris. And then Spirit Wear, Ronnie Bagby. This group has been extremely helpful with the transition for me down to Leander, and I just want to tell them that publicly. I really appreciate you guys and everything that you guys have done so far. They're going to kind of take you through a few more things through this meeting to kind of get you guys prepared for some of the things that they need from you in terms of volunteer and how you can help the program. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Maiden.
Thanks, Coach. So a little bit on communication. This is our email list. Please, if possible, write it down and send us that information, please. It's also on the sheets that were up in the front as well. Please send us this information. This will be one form of communication, and we'll cover another form that's probably our primary form of communication that we're, us and coach is actually preferring. Just some basic information on our social media. There's the email again. This is the old website. It is going to change. We had issues with this website here. Neil Taylor is actually redoing our website for us now. So we'll get that information to you and go from there. Our Twitter, that's the team, the boosters, Facebook, Instagram, and this is Lisa that does a lot of our game photos that you saw on the websites and stuff like that last year. She does a remarkable job. So we're real thankful. So this right here is one of the most important pieces of information. If you do not have this team app, we need for you to download it today. Okay, this is the primary focus of form of communication that we are going to send out. Coach will as well. It can be anything from team meals to game time changes to we're going to have to there's an issue with the player package or whatever else. Please go to the App Store, download this. You'll look up Leander Lions football and have this. The bottom here is SHN Sports. A lot of y'all, if you've ever heard Chuck, he's the voice of the Leander Lions. You hear it in baseball, football, you hear it over here at the football field and stuff like that. So we're real thankful that he's able to do podcasts and stuff like that. We're going to continue to do at least one per week with Coach, various places in the community and stuff like that, and ask him questions and stuff like that. So, but really, please, please, please download that team app. Like I said, that's going to be the main form of communication. We'll let Coach talk about schedules.
I'm going to step back in here now and talk about a few upcoming events, things that you guys need to be aware of. We're going to start spring practice on April 23rd, and we're going to go through May the 16th, and we're going to have our spring game on May the 17th at 7 p.m. here at Bible Stadium. Okay, this will be an excellent opportunity for us to get our guys going a little bit earlier from a football standpoint, you know, install the things that we're going to change and just have a little bit of fun in the spring. So I want to make sure you guys that are at RBMS and at Leander Middle, if you're here tonight, I want you to understand that you guys are welcome at any practice, any scrimmage, any game, at any time. So please come out and join us. Parents, we hope that you can come out and support. Unfortunately, we're still kind of operating on some older schedules, so we're going to go in the morning for the practices, but we'll play the spring game, obviously, in the evening. So if you can make it to at least the spring game, that would be awesome for our kids. We're going to start strength and conditioning camp on June the 3rd. There are going to be some changes, have been some changes already by the UIL in terms of what the July schedule looks like. They're adding some blackout dates. What that simply means is those are days that we cannot open the weight room. Okay, I will go into more detail with the players as we get a little bit closer to that time period, make sure they understand that we can't have an open weight room. We can't be in coaching you. It's got to be a closed weight room. Yes. The first month of June should be posted right now. I have not posted the UIL blackout dates because I wanted to explain them before I put them up. So I'll post July this weekend so that you guys can see where those dates fall, and if that would be a great time to take vacation, I understand. We're going to have a Little Lions football camp. This will be for 2nd through 6th grade for the young men, women in our community. The information for all of our camp dates has been posted on Rank 1. Also, with the initial posting on Team App, there's a link to the Rank 1 Sports. Rank 1 is how the district allows us to pay for the camps, you as parents to pay for the camps. So please log on to Rank 1, find Leander High School in that drop-down menu, and you will see a list of every camp that we hold, from the strength conditioning camp to the little kids football camp and the freshman and middle school football camp. The freshman camp will be July 29th, and the middle school camp will be on those same dates. Okay. Football practice will officially begin on August 5th. Remember last year UIL sort of changed some things, so the freshmen will be in a week earlier. August 5th for the freshmen, August 12th for varsity and JV, and we'll continue to push those dates out. In the past, we've had a season celebration sort of way for us to kick off the beginning of new year. The date for that, we're waiting to see when the best time for us to get into the stadium is around the start of football season. So we will push that date out as soon as we have it, and then we're going to have our first game of the season on August 29th here at Bible. All right. So those are just a few important dates. Some of you I saw taking pictures of this. The more information you guys have, that's great. This stuff will be posted on Team App. It will be posted on social media as we get closer to some of these dates. And I just hope that you guys will join us for everything that y'all are here for, and look forward again to working with y'all through all of these dates.
All right, one of the main things that we want to talk about is the player package. Right now what we're set up is the $50 per player, and Coach set a deadline of June 30th. It's very, very reasonable. This is the most basic package that we need for y'all to go in. It'll be on the website. You'll actually pay for it, and you will actually go pick up your player package, right? What we did in the past is we would get all that stuff in, distribute it, try to understand who paid, who didn't, or whatever else, and it was just a fiasco. We've got a company here in Cedar Park that actually is going to prepare these player packages for us. You will go make sure that your player package is correct and go from there, right? The other thing that we're trying to do this year is make it very, very reasonable on the meal packages, right? If you remember, they were a lot higher last year compared to this year. All we're trying to do is get these kids fed so they're ready for game day, and we can just go. We were able to do this with our board. They went over it, and we're just going to standardize it for the meal package of the JV freshman varsity is $100. It's very, very reasonable. We probably have, 10 different options, 8 different options. So we're actually thinking of letting the seniors, next year seniors, decide what the options are. Evan, FYI, decide what you want. And if y'all don't like the food, y'all can bring it up with Evan Smith. So I honestly wouldn't do it. He's all district linebacker, so I wouldn't do it. So, like I said, Coach did put a deadline on it. As you can see, there is late fees. Guys, if we can get this streamlined as soon as possible, where you go in and pay for your player packages, it saves us a lot of time and money. And we'll show y'all a slide here where we actually lost just a lot of money on these different packages. So. Do you want to talk to?
Hi. So basically this year for Spirit Wear, we're not going to have our big booth outside. We will have some items in the concession stand that we're selling, but we're going to promote our website. So basically we will have our own Spirit Wear website where we'll have a ton of things that we offer, and you can just go pick whatever you want. We'll have different prices for those, and basically go from there. So if there's anything that you want that you don't see on the website, let me know and we can add it for you. And this way you're placing your order, you're picking up your order, it's all streamlined on your timeline. So that's going to help us out a lot, because it's hard for us to get order forms and place orders and make sure they're correct and hand them out. So we're trying to streamline everything this year because it was such a fiasco last year. So, but definitely if there's stuff that you want, a specific hat or a specific bling shirt, let us know and we'll get it added for you. And it'll be open all season. There's no deadlines for any of that stuff. You can get it whenever you want to. You can have family go on there and get it, and you can pick it up for them. It is local at Effective Sign Solutions, right off 1431, so it's pretty convenient for everybody.
And that website will be ready Friday.
Oh yes, I will post out and send an email, and it'll be on all of our social media, the link to the website. So.
All right, one of the main things that we are requesting this year, guys, is we need for y'all to be involved, right? It's a big thing. I was on this board last year, and I spent a lot of time in the concession stands Thursday night, right? My son was on varsity, he plays on Friday, right? We just didn't have people showing up and stuff like that. We have a lot of people here in this room, and we probably still have a lot of people that didn't show up, right? If we could get 3, 4 families each time, it makes it easier for everybody, right? So our big thing is, if you can, which we will, is we need volunteers for the concession stand. It's one of our biggest money makers, right? And it should be very, very easy with this amount of folks that we have here in Leander, right?
Just have it on Sign Up Genius too, so that way we will send out links so you'll know what spots and you can get them early. So if there's certain times that you can pay, then get it early, so that way it's available for you.
We're also passing around a sign-up sheet for everybody so we can have your contact information. So if you have it, make sure you're passing it along, but make sure you give us that we can read your email address.
Yeah, we should have put it on most of the tables already, or whatever. Please sign up and give us that information. Like I said, it makes it easier for everybody, as opposed to the same 4 people working the concession stand all the time, right? So here are some committees that we would like to implement. One of them is the Run Through the Tunnel. This is set up for the varsity games. I wanted to throw the idea specifically for the senior parents, right? It would be great if we could do that. Totally up to y'all. Let's talk about it. You know, if we have to get T-shirts made or whatever else, and hey, it's all the senior dads up there. You know, it's the last hurrah. I think it'd be something I would be interested in. So, the varsity mom, dad's dinner, talking to coach, real into it. Something that we're going to do. We'll come out with the dates. Like I said, make sure that you download that team app. That's going to be one of the ways that we communicate. For instance, like Coach was saying, 7-on-7 schedules, right, of when you play and stuff like that, right? This will be the same thing, right? Elementary school night for the home games. I believe we've got 5 elementaries here in the area, and we're going to try to allocate 1 football game for each one of those schools. So we're also trying to get the boys maybe on Thursday. I don't know if we could do it on Friday, to just go to the schools in their jerseys, tell them it's game day over at Winkley Elementary, right?
So this is also going to be taking the place of our old linebacker that we've tried to do in the past. So we think that it'd be better if we get the whole school involved instead of maybe sign up for linebackers. So we're hoping this works out.
Yeah, I think it will. The linebackers, I think it had its fling. It's not really working out. So I really think doing this, having the boys up there, you know, meeting the kids get all psyched, and girls, you're right, you know, so, and it's good. So the other thing is the freshman game photos. Lisa has been taking care of the photos all year. This year, she will take care of JV and varsity. So if we have a incoming freshman parent that could do the game day photos, we'll get you on the field, take the pictures. Lisa will tell you what the website is, upload them. It's great. I know my in-laws, every time on Saturday, they would be asking, hey, where are the pictures at, right? Well, then I would call Lisa. It's like, hey, how soon are we going to get them, or whatever else. It's like the grandparents are yelling or whatever else. So please, if someone can do that this year, we'd greatly appreciate it. And let us know. Talk to Lisa. A and B team, yeah, preferably, right? If we could have one, and I know kind of what the situation is. Well, I don't know if my kid's going to be on A, on B. I'm pretty sure we can figure it out, that we can find at least 2 people, right? Hopefully. All right. The other thing that we have is the volunteer for the senior night. Then the homecoming float, the parade. That's a big deal. Normally we meet on the side of the football stadium, decorate quite a bit of stuff, huge flatbed trailers and stuff like that. The other thing is the sub-varsity chain crew, right? Specifically, if we can allocate 2 or 3 crews for that, it really helps the coaches out, because we don't have to worry about, hey, who's here, who's not showing up. And like I said, please download that team app, because that's how we'll communicate during the week and say, hey, here's the chain crew for this week. It's the Smiths, the Maidens, and the Weingards. And that's how we're going to do it. So please download that app. So far on the fundraisers this year, Coach came in, guns blaring and everything else, said we're going to do this telethon. I thought he was crazy or whatever else, but we made a lot of money. It was ridiculous, and it was actually my idea. So I tell Coach all the time or whatever else. When he first told me about it, I was just, dude, there's no way that this is going to make that. And we made a significant amount of money, which is great. And as you can see, it all starts with the boys, which was great because they were, interacted with people, calling, bothering y'all, waking y'all up and stuff like that to donate money, which was great. The other thing that they're going to do, because the freshmen weren't involved in this past one, is it's going to be a freshman only sometime in August of 2019, right? And we're still talking to Coach on the 2020 spring fundraiser. We haven't decided. I know in the past we've sold those cards. I know the boys have gone to y'all's house, bothered y'all to sell them. I don't think we're going to do that this year, talking to Coach, right? He's got some other crazy ideas to make a lot of money, so we're going to go with that again or whatever else. So another way that we make money here for the kids, right, is trying to get sponsorship packages, right, real big. We ask everybody all the time. We don't get much of a response. If y'all get a chance of where y'all work, a place that y'all go to, a restaurant, just ask them. All we need is a contact and call any one of us, right? Information, send us an email and just say, hey, this company would like to sponsor this amount. What are your packages, right? And that's all we're looking for. Baseball here makes a lot of money on their sponsorship packages, right? Just FYI. And there's a lot of folks in here that if we were to get, half of y'all to go out and find these sponsor packages, we'd make a lot of money too, right? It's it. So it really depends on what the involvement is of the parents. It really does, right? Volunteer, be on a committee. I'm real big into getting people involved, right? If y'all have an idea that you see, hey, isn't really working for us, come and talk to us, man. We're willing to do it, right? It's not a dictatorship. This is y'all's booster club, and we're trying to support our football players, right? That's what we're here for, right? So any ideas that you have, changes that you may want to implement, my biggest pet peeve is just don't come with me with a problem unless you have a solution, and we'll talk about it and let's figure it out. So we really, really, really want parent involvement, and you can see it right there that we just want people to be on committees, right? 10 games, live podcasts, sponsor nights at local eateries, and other sponsored events. There's a big thing with Chuck where we'll meet with Coach at least once a week. Maybe ask Coach why we won 36-0, why we didn't win by 42-0, right? That'd be a good idea to bring them right this year, right? Chuck does a great job doing the podcast for us, right? I would just like to see this many people at a Brooklyn Heights, right? Where they have to call the fire departments. They do, y'all got too many people in there, right? So let's just try to get everybody involved and get everybody going on it. So I'm gonna let Amy talk about the Treasury report.
All right, so I went over the expenses from last season. This does not include the money that we've gotten so far this season. So basically, we started the account with about $3,700. We had deposits of $84,000. So you can kind of see where we had money from our player package, which was $10,000. So the player package money is the meals and the basic package items. Banquet sales, the snap raise, the cards. We do have contribution that comes to us from the Leander Athletic Booster Club, and our sponsorship, which was only $32.50. Like we've got a lot of potential to have way more sponsors. Concession income, which was that's our biggest one, at $28,000, and some spirit sales. But our biggest thing is our expenses. So our expenses exceeded our deposits. And one of the biggest things is our team meals. We spent $15,000 just to feed the kids, and we're not getting that money back. So our basic player package last year, for the clothes, it was still the $50, and then we had the food at $200 for varsity and $150 for the JV and varsity, which we averaged it out to $175, and then $225 based on 140 players. So our potential should have been $31,000 to pay for all the meals and the player package. We collected $10,000 of that. That is all. So we were in the hole $21,000. that we didn't collect. So basically 45 kids paid for their meals and 95 kids did not pay for their meals. So so we lost $14,000 on the whole player package. So that's our biggest push this year, is to try to streamline it and require it. So we will, I mean, for $100, your kid is getting a meal every game. And that includes their banquet ticket, so they will get to come to the banquet and not have to pay for that as well. And that is a very big expense for us also. So all we're asking is $100. That's not a whole lot, but we can't, and that's our biggest thing, is we're gonna have to track it this year. So if you don't pay for your meals, you'll have to bring meals for them. We can't afford to pay everybody's meals. I mean, it's not fair for the parents that do pay, that everybody gets a meal and nobody's paying for it. So this is our biggest push this year. So we've tried to lower the cost so that way it's more effective for everyone. It should be more affordable. Still, if you are on free or reduced lunch plans, please come see us and we will work with you on that as well. So, but let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything that we can do to help. We will have it set up to where you can pay through PayPal now too. So we have PayPal, we have credit card, check, cash. Just let us know. Is there anything else?
Yeah. You want to talk about it, Coach? And we'll send out the playoff information on that team app.
Thank you for doing that. All right. Here's our varsity football schedule. This part of our schedule is pretty much set in stone. Obviously, when you start getting to some of the sub-varsity games is where you start having some issues. So we've talked about team app a lot tonight. As I figure out that there's going to be a conflict at a venue for some of our sub-varsity games, you go ahead and put the sub-varsity as I start to figure out conflicts of some of our sub-varsity games, I will post that on Team App as quickly as possible. I'll send it home with the kids. I will post it on Twitter. We'll get it on Facebook. We will get it in every place that we possibly can, okay? And I've already spoken with most of the coaches on this schedule, and I know some of the situations that they're going to have in terms of the number of teams that they're going to have and travel and all of those things. So I know that there are going to be some issues that pop up. I will communicate that out as quickly as I find out, and that's kind of where our biggest issues are right now. We'll start district with Stony Point, and unfortunately we have the last week is the open week. I don't like that personally, but there's a list of the district games that we're going to play, and you know, the great thing since I've been here, with no influence from me, the young men in our program are talking about what it's going to look like when we're successful. Okay, and so if the kids feel that way and they're working with that attitude, we're going to have a great opportunity next year. I'm really, really excited about every young man we have in our program right now, and I'm excited about you guys as parents because y'all have supported them, and now they're ready to do some big things for Leander High School, and that's the most exciting thing that we can have right now. All right. Any questions? No questions? You want to run? Just go pick somebody then. Go hand them the mic. Okay. A lot of the things that we talked about tonight boil down to one thing, and that's communication. Okay. If you guys, we talked about the player packages. If you guys have issues with the player packages, communicate with either me or members of our booster club, and just let us know what the issues are, and we'll do everything that we can to rectify those issues and make sure that all of our young men and young women are taken care of in the program, because that's all we care about. So don't hesitate to reach out. If we can't get it done immediately, we'll work to get it done quickly. If there are no more questions, we sure? Oh, there we go. You get to run. Go. Take the mic. For the August date, for the month of August. That's the August 12th date. There will be some time that we have open weight room where the coaches are working and the kids can come in and lift and run and do those things, but it's not anything that's going to be mandatory. So yes, if you're trying to nail down a date before we start on August the 12th, anytime before then is better than August the 12th. Yeah. At the end of July, August, that all kind of works for us. Okay. Communicate with us when you're going to be gone, just so we're not looking around and trying to find everybody. Anything else? All right. Fantastic. Thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it.